absolutely what I am doing, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, you know, like about to go on the news. Big neighborhood energy, big buzzball energy.
All right. And
I
like stop doing hip hop videos too. Well, not stop, but like I kind of like.
It was never about the culture, as you can see.
No, I love hip hop. Well, like,
yeah, Scooch Leoni, strictly.
He's my favorite POC culture vulture.
Yeah.
No.
POCCV.
It's an inside job.
I am the culture.
This is COINTELPRO.
You feel me?
COINTELPRO.
Bro, I'm the culture.
Liberia Pro.
Come on, right?
That's just the price to pay when you're gifted to be in a position where you could make a lot of money and feed your family. So like, I'm never gonna say boo-hoo, like let me go back to being, you know, like irrelevant and
it's
nobody.
Because your opinion and you speaking on something actually holds weight and can dictate people's lives at this.
Hold on, before Mr. Glazer continues gobbling it up, he's honestly, Lush is graduating from Glazer to gobbler. He's gobbling it up, choking on it, spit bubbles, snot bubbles, all that. But before we let the Glazer finish spit shining Flakko shit, I'm gonna just go ahead and intro this video now. I don't know if you can tell from my tone or not. I might sound a little more upset. I might not sound as chill as usual. And I'm not like super mad. I'm not about to punch a hole in none of the walls in my house or nothing like that. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna set some shit straight. And the reason why I feel like I have to set some shit straight, mind you, again, because I've already set myself straight on this particular topic that's about to come up in this little clip from the No Jumper Shit Show, aka the No Jumper News, is because Flakko basically called me a liar. And I don't like being called a liar, because the one time that I've really been wrong on something, and mind you, this is an opinion-based channel. I'm not a news network of any sort. I'm not trying to be the news. I don't break news to nobody daily. And to be honest with y'all, all my opinions are formed from things that I see on the internet. Just like most commentators in this space, or really in any commentary space on YouTube. It's opinion-based, which means sometimes my opinion can be a little wrong or a little off based off of what I thought I consumed on the internet, right? But when somebody is so deceitful and tricky and snake-like that they go, you know, out of their way to have 20 different aliases, sometimes when you're researching somebody on the internet like that moves like that, it's kind of easy to get tricked because they put out a bag of tricks to try to cover up their trail. It's well documented of people saying, Jalo is sketch. Why do you have 20 aliases in the first place? What are you hiding from? It was a whole thing for months and months and months at No Jumper. Your employer, your own employer, your owner, your massa, Adams, yeah, he had a search party for who is this guy for real. Live on air had his hellhound Lush One trying to get to the bottom of who are you. He's not who he says he is. There's hella thumbnails on it from the place that signs your check, one of your checks. But anyways, let's get into the clip so y'all can see why I'm even, you know what I'm saying, feeling any type of way.
And I think,
and that's why they were attacking you.
That was Jaleesa's first taste of that power and the gravity that it comes and how it can, you know, be negative as well as positive. So, you know,
because like, what's the opposite? It's either they make 100 videos about me, they lie, they troll, they do the, you know, right? Like they just do some like dick sucking shit, but I still get to have like my success. I still have to have the experiences I have. I still get to pay my mama bills, or I go back to being, you know, a nigga from North Dakota who was at a call center paying me $15 an hour that nobody knew and nobody makes like videos about me.
It's also like, I mean,
which one should I mean? Hey, listen, bro, I'm gonna pick this other side a while, cause hey, right, cause look, listen, again, like, and like my haters have not like realized this. Making 100 videos a day about me doesn't hurt me. Listen, I seen like some video, man, like some dude saying, like, I think the Reddit posted this too, right? Of some like video title claiming, "Oh, Poetic Flakko has been deported before." The fans have. I said like shit like that. I used to like want to like nigga, but like, bro, anybody with a brain would like see that title and video say, "Nigga, hold up, bro, like he been deported before. The feds indicted him before. Like, nigga, what? Like
that's a weird. That's like super. Yeah. But also keep in mind.
No.
So the Reddit, it was in the Reddit, huh? You know what's funny, y'all? The way I feel like, so I feel like that in that clip right there that y'all just heard and seen, I feel like I'm being talked about in a semi-indirect way. Now, let me walk y'all through why I feel that way. And if you haven't noticed by the runtime, this is going to be slightly different than what y'all are used to on my channel. This is going to be a brief video because I just want to address this this Bison-backed bitch. I'm going to address you directly. Poetic Jalo, you know what I'm saying? And all your other many, many names, I'm going to address you directly. You, your channel, your whatever, media company. I'm addressing you, talking to you right now. What I'm not a liar, okay? So where my confusion came about is you go by literally 5 to 10 different names, okay? And it's pretty strange. I feel like only people in witness protection or like just sketchy individuals in general, you have all these different aliases. I myself have a name that my mother named me, and I have a nickname or two. Like one that's a family nickname, and then one that the homies name you. That type of shit. Your friend group, whatever. Most people could probably relate to that. Now, you have those, but then you also have all these other names. It's like disguises almost. Or like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing some sketch shit over here, so my name is this over here, and over here is this, and then over here where I want to do like mainstream work, it's Frederick Jala. The name you have to sign up for the college with and all that shit. But then you got all these other names, all these other webs in your lies. And so when somebody is researching you, independently, mind you, and again, this is an opinion-based channel. I'm not reporting news. I think the big Eureka was the closest thing that I ever did to reporting news, and even then, I offered opinions on the clips that are available online. That's what I do. I offer clips. I'm sorry. I offer opinions on the clips that are online. Simple. What I never even wanted to do in the first place was I never wanted to post a single piece of paperwork. However, it was interesting because I found an old clip of Frederick Jalo sitting in North Dakota, about 150 pounds lighter than he is now, maybe even more. I had found that, and so okay, so this is North Dakota Flakko on a radio show, and they were having a debate. It was around the 2020 era, right before Jalo started to blow up on YouTube. He was having a debate with, I think it was 2 or 3 other young African American males, and then there was the radio host guy, the main host in like North Dakota, some Fargo station, right? And it was like, oh, cool, this is a cool flashback video. So to add to that video, so well, let's look into, more of the happenings of Jalo in North Dakota. So I ended up stumbling upon a Reddit post, ironically, that it was like a 5-second clip from the Fargo radio station of Jalo. And then it was also, it was like I don't know if it was, I think it was a fake 911 call, to be honest. Because at first I was like, oh, this clip in the Reddit is juicy. But then as I thought about it, I was like, I don't know how legit this is. This is edited, whatever. So I dig further. I said, where's the actual clip at? But the 911 call was basically the information being said in that it seemed like it matched up with the paperwork I originally posted in that video, is my point. Later on, I hop on YouTube. It was like a Friday night or Saturday night. One of those nights where not that many YouTubers are uploading stuff in this space of YouTube, right? Other than the people that go live. ODM Slim was live, one of the bigger names in this space, right? And shout out to ODM Slim. But he was live and he was running a stream saying like, let's sign the petition to get Flakko deported. And this is after Flakko tried to put a whole made up ass scenario at the Beverly Center on ODM Slim name and all that. In my video that week when Flakko did that, I was like, ODM Slim should sue that nigga. That was my conclusion. But then I seen ODM Slim talking about wanting to, he had a petition that he created and wanted signatures on it. So I'm like, oh, this is entertaining. Let me click on it. And of course, I'm reminded in my own head, like, oh, yeah. And a few months ago, one of my first videos that got more than 1,000 views on YouTube was my video saying that Flakko allegedly had been deported before, according to this document we're seeing. But see, the problem with the document, and a commenter pointed out when I spun back around, made the community post, the commenter in that community post, which is still up, said, if you're going to post paperwork, make sure it shows the full name. I said, oh, shit. I didn't even peep that it didn't show the full name. But go back, watch the video again. Sure enough, it only says Jala in the paperwork screenshot or whatever, screen recording. However I did it. I don't remember if it was a photo or video, but it's some type of image of the paperwork. So I go back to good old Google. I'm looking and I see it says like Robert Jala was ordered to be deported back to Liberia after some it was like domestic terrorist charges that he had on top of some cyber crimes. Now, other than the 20 different aliases that sketchy Bison back has, there's also a very similar case where he didn't, in the paperwork that I ended up finding and posting in the follow-up video saying, hey guys, I was wrong. This is the paperwork that I was supposed to run with to accompany that video with the old footage of Flakko and Fargo at the radio station. That paperwork, that is also still up on my channel, says Poetic Flakko, Menyango Tokpa, and a bunch of other names and doing businesses as and this and that. It had like 10 freaking different names listed under his part. And then this whole organization of internet people that all together, they're like an internet gang essentially that like to stalk and allegedly, and at the time, stalk and harass their oppositions, whoever speaks out against their beloved king, Dr. Umar at the time. So I pieced all that together and put it into a new video, taking accountability. Most liars do not take accountability for their actions, especially when their actions was a mistake that could be perceived as misleading or misinformation or whatever. So what did I do? I said, again, hey guys, I appreciate all y'all that rock with the channel. I need to talk about something. I made a mistake. I posted paperwork that does not actually have Frederick Jala's name on it. But the paperwork that is relevant is the one that has Menyango Tokpa, because that paperwork even mentions Poetic Flakko, the YouTube channel, in a couple different aliases for the doing business as, all under the Poetic Flakko part of it. On top of that, there were several other people named in the paperwork that were allegedly harassing a young woman that resides in Louisiana at the time. You see, this was relevant because Flakko, every 2-3 months, he decides that he wants to, in some way, kind of bring that energy back, the old Flakko energy back, and he aims it at Drea the Virgo. So I kind of shouted out Drea the Virgo again because he was out here saying, who needs a YouTube manager anyways? It was this whole long crash out with him and Lush going at Rich Trapper on the news and all that shit. So the second video addresses that and has clips of that. And then I bring up the paperwork that actually has his name in it. And the cases were very similar. Except for there was no in the first case that I seen of the Robert Jala guy, he got sentenced to some time in Elk Ridge some jail. But as he was awaiting to be deported, because they did put charges for him to get deported for his domestic terrorism, not Poetic Flakko from No Jumper, but the other Jala from Liberia. There's probably plenty of them with that name. But yeah, he did get sentenced to, that was a part of his shit or whatever. I'm sorry if I'm messing up the words. A part of his charges were that he was ordered to be deported. However, Liberia denied the deportation. They didn't want to take him back for whatever reason. So that dude ended up being able to stay in America. He's basically like a refugee. They had no place to deport him. And this happened, a few years ago. Now, I think they would have sent him to El Salvador or wherever they're sending people at, wherever Trump's trying to send people to. That dude would have got sent there for sure. But anyways, fast forward to today, where Flakko's calling me a liar, because I'm pretty sure I was the first person to hop on YouTube and say that. Plus, a commenter hopped in my shit and said, I posted one of your videos in the Reddit and they took it down immediately. I wonder why. I wonder why it got taken down immediately, right? Regardless if it's true or not, the case is very similar to the one that I did post. So if you guys want to go check out those videos, at the end of this video, I'll put them as the the recommended up next joint. So you'll be able to pick between both of those and go and see exactly what I'm talking about. Or you can just go on my channel and find them, but it'll be a lot easier to just see them at the end of this video. But anyways, let's get into the clips. There's a couple clips lined up. I'm trying to keep this one shorter because really I said what I wanted to say. But there is a few more interesting things that happened in this shit show of the news. So let's get into that.
It's just a lie.
But Flakko, you're at a point now where you have not only you have your own successful venture, but you work have been for 3 years at the biggest media company of the West Coast. You know what I mean? You have this big cushion as far as financially. Remember you with the Nissan with the busted window? You know what I'm saying? Like that version of Flakko. And I'm not saying that you're not financially in a good place, but I'm just saying
she's rich.
Oh, I'm not.
Compared to him.
Compared to Flakko, no.
Yeah. So
All right, so that was the wrap up of the glaze. That Lush, he has a mandatory at least 3 glazes per episode. So he got that out the way, and now they're going to be talking about some of the topics, which usually we don't give a damn about them talking about the topics. We want their drama that they got going on in the office, or Lush talking about his weekend crash out activities. But in this case, it was actually something that supports exactly what I just talked about for 12 minutes. Which is that Flakko has a bunch of aliases, and he decided to, whenever he's on the news, he makes the topics. And he made the topics, so he made a game of saying, hey, if you guys were on the run from the police or from the feds, how would you choose to get away from them? How would you choose to flee the country? And you got to walk me through step by step. And he saved himself for last, and this is what he had to say to that elementary ass. Like, we're playing games on podcasts now. Are you serious? You have no other things to talk about?
It's like a nationwide manhunt for you.
Not really.
I could get in. Me personally, I'm gonna tell you this.
Not nationwide.
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Nationwide.
Straight up, I could get into Mexico undetected right now.
But Mexico's too accessible for the FBI.
See,
right, but that's the first place I'm gonna go, and then it becomes increasingly more difficult the further. By the time I make it to Guatemala, they ain't even like good luck.
Hey, listen, me, how I would do it.
I know too many Hispanics for
I
this to be
feel like
difficult.
y'all are thinking a tad bit too small. Okay, so first off,
So what would you do, Flock?
okay, so again, I've never done this before. This is me just talking. Okay,
Hypothetically speaking.
yeah.
We already knew that it was a hypothetical. Why do you have to clarify that you've never done this before if you've never done this before? You just make yourself sound guilty of doing sketchy shit all the time. Yet you're surprised that one of your many aliases and fake names threw somebody off and you want to call them a liar? No, I'm not a liar. You're the liar. I'm only offended because the biggest pathological liar on YouTube right now called me a liar. That offends me. That boils my skin a little bit.
So first off, there are third world countries, okay? And in a third world country, again, you could get a passport from like a third world country simply by just paying and bribing somebody like $1,500. So again, this is an actual government document, an actual government passport that you are actually gonna get, but it's not in your name. It's not, but it's a legal passport that you just paid, like somebody at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You paid them like $1,500 to like 2 racks. You get the passport that's, again, is legal, but it's in a different name, a different identity, right? Including like the biometrics is completely different as well, right? So hence you could scan, blah, blah. Hey, it's not me, right? So hence once you get your passport from one of these like third countries, now me, I'm Liberian. So I'll just get a like a Liberian passport that's in a different name. You feel me? I'll hop on a plane and I will go to somewhere where you can extradite me. Now, I would have somebody though.
Kind of the same exact thing I just said, bro. You're like saying a lot of words to say nothing.
No.
You get a fake passport, but like, but I'm literally telling you
it's the same shit for me though, right? Again, I would have somebody already there. I would have the flight already booked for that morning. I have somebody come pick me up. I drive to like the airport in new clothes. I have my.
Oh, you're already fucked. You're driving to the airport.
Yeah, of course.
They have facial recognition software. Player.
Fam. Okay, so look.
You better put on some fucking clay on your face.
No.
You better make yourself look like the Wicked Witch of the East, player.
No, fam. Listen,
come on, man.
No, fam. Okay, listen, right. So look.
That is crazy.
No.
Right.
Unless you better stop.
Yeah.
Play on your
He said.
top like that.
He said.
I'm telling you, bro.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm telling you, bro. You are good. You just go to the airport with your new identity and catch a flight somewhere else. These people ain't know they were gone until like 7 hours later.
That sounds like so. Where did they escape from specifically?
Louisiana. They said
Louisiana.
it was a job though.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh, Louisiana. Isn't that something? It's ironic that you're talking about Louisiana and people escaping from crimes that were committed in Louisiana or locked up in Louisiana, whatever. Just because, what was I just talking about? Flakko's actual paperwork that I pulled up. I don't think he ended up serving any type of jail time from it. So again, I already said that I was wrong on that because I'm man enough to be able to admit when I was wrong. And I do not intend, I don't intend to be a source of like you. I hope you're not coming to my channel for the news. But if you are getting updated on the happenings, because that is a kind of an aspect to it, even though this is my opinions with the clips that I'm forming opinions off of, right? So you could kind of use this to go, oh, okay, that happened. You're keeping up with the drama, though. That's different than keeping up with the news. I'm not a journalist. I'm more of like just a commentator. I don't know what to say, but it's funny to me that they're talking about Louisiana again. But anyway, so now we're gonna get into some more regular no jumper shit, which is anything but regular. And it's gonna be Flakko trying to justify some more things that would make him not straight by definition. Basically, he's going to say that it's okay for him to get his back blown out, blown to smithereens, bent over that mattress and packed out for 30 minutes straight, no water breaks, as long as it's a woman that has a strap on. So let's check that out.
Right?
Come on.
Block, cause bro, like, why the fuck you DMing me like you're cute for?
Or why are you saying where you at, Papa?
Nah,
Well, you to be fair,
that's a block.
where are you at, Papa?
That's a block.
Yeah.
So why
That's
did
not
this
even
man
a-
not block that person?
So yeah, where are you at, Papa?
Where you at, Papa?
No, that's
It feels like you were talking to this person before and they just had a new Instagram.
yeah.
Now,
No,
if I didn't
'cause,
say
yeah.
anything, what would you have done when we broke up?
If it's a woman though, I'm not blocking them for where you at, Papa. But if it's
It's that person.
well, but he didn't know that, right? Like he probably thought that it was a woman.
How did you not? He said he knew that though.
Oh,
If you
okay.
knew that, why didn't you block this person that said where you at, Papa?
Oh yeah, that's a block.
That's a block.
Now, again though, there are some freaky men who will save people like this for like an off night and just get the throw. To me, you still gay.
That's very gay. It's
You-
undeniably
That's what I'm
gay.
saying.
If you do any type of sex act with someone that had a penis in some point in their life, you're gay. I really don't care who gets on my top about this, who's bothered by it. It's gay. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. It just is what it is.
But y'all have also too though, like kind of like y'all have also too though, like have like transformed like the definition of gay to where even things that you do with a woman, y'all will claim as gay.
I agree with that as well. Like,
Which is like that's
yeah, if a bitch's finger,
it's impossible,
if
right?
a bitch puts her finger in your ass, you're gay.
You just a freaky nigga, bro. You feel me? Like
No,
you
that's
just,
gay.
But
you
it's
just
like
a nasty
licking your,
nigga.
like asshole, bro.
You just
I
a
feel like
nasty nigga.
That's where I
You
draw
feel
the
me?
line.
That's
I
kind
draw
of
the
like a
line
little
there.
freaky.
It's freaky, but it's not gay because she's a woman.
That
though.
is freaky, and I draw the line there.
You gotta draw the line because if you don't, you're open to other things.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, yo. Listen. If my homeboy tells me, hey, bro, I experimented my girl like pegging me for the first time,
Your homie's gay.
I can't judge my homie, man. You feel me?
I can. Matter of fact,
Because she's a woman.
one of my best partners, right?
Of course, Freaky Fred can't judge his homie. He can't even judge his homie and still follow his old boy that was following little girls around Walmart and trying to touch them. You know, like we're taking moral compass lessons from somebody that follows known weirdos like that. Okay, yeah, we care about your judgment so much, but as promised, that was the clip of Flakko saying it's not gay for men to get their backs blown out. In my personal opinion, because you know that's what this channel's about. Any man that enjoys being penetrated, that I don't care who is attached to the penetration, that's gay. And if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. I'm not here to judge people for being gay. But I will roast people that pretend to be straight, so straight that they try to call other YouTubers gay. People like Flakko that go out of their way to say, oh, he's a punk sissy, this and that. When, I mean, really, the only punk sissy is Flakko. Flakko, you're a big, oversized clown. That's what you are. You drive a baby Benz. I don't care if it has an AMG tag. You drive a baby Benz that you stuff your big, super freaking, I don't even, like, bro, your thighs are supersized. You're 600 pounds driving a baby Benz. You drive a literal clown car. You pull up to the circus twice a week, if they want you to pull up twice a week, because the fans have basically voted you off for no jumper. But you pull up to the circus once a week in your clown car, and you put on a shit show for 2 to 4 hours. The guy that you recommended to the job has already surpassed you in less than a month. Shout out to Brandon. I think I have like 30 more minutes left on him debating the racist. And actually, what's funny about that, because that'll probably be the topic of my next video, is Brandon was actually debating two racists. One is an alleged racist. One is a proud racist. So yeah, we'll get into that at a different date. But Flakko's goon held his own in the intellectual fade. So shout out to that. I do appreciate seeing that type of content. Yeah, I'm gonna save the rest of my thoughts on that for a different video though, for sure. Because I do have a lot of thoughts on why that even took place at No Jumper and at this exact moment in time. But we'll for sure save that for later. But yeah, so to wrap this one up, we're gonna watch Flakko essentially lie yet again. If I really said, let me just sit here and make a video of all the times Flakko has lied just on No Jumper, I'd probably be editing that until the end of 2025. But we're gonna watch one of the more recent examples of Flakko telling a blatant lie, or at least just adding his own spice to some shit and not telling anybody that the food is spicy. He's gonna offer an opinion, damn near as a fact. He posted it to his Instagram. People like AD and MacWop and all types of YouTubers, Gangland Neem, they all reacted to Flakko trying to put an attempted unalivement. The Tory Lanez thing, the 14 holes that got poked in Tory Lanez, which is no laughing matter, or nothing to be trying to like draw these wild conclusions about, considering that young man almost lost his life. Not funny, right? Flakko's not gonna necessarily blatantly joke, but he decided to turn it into a Drake versus Kendrick thing.
Got stabbed, man.
You seen that Tory Lanez got stabbed up in jail?
Whoa, Tory Lane got stabbed on the 50-50 yard?
Yup. That
Yeah,
nigga,
for this
he in,
morning.
that nigga, he headed to a LA hospital right now.
Oh, wow, they buzzed down Tory. What they busted just they took his story and shit. They don't nobody know what happened.
We don't know the full details yet.
Well, wait though. Tory dropped a Kendrick Lamar diss track like a month ago, Brick, you feel me? And niggas was online warning him and sending him threats.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It get like that. I don't know why they think Kendrick ain't from nowhere. They keep on underestimating Dot. Dot really from where he from. I ain't gonna say nothing on these lines, but Dot really from where he from.
Yeah.
But this the thing. He on the program yard to where he ain't even. It gotta be over a drug debt or something because
That's what I
that's
just
the thing,
said.
right? Where he at is no politics as far as gangs and all that. That's why people be trying to go other places where it's structured, because anything go where he at. Like the PCs run the yard.
I told you.
You know what I mean?
Really?
I told you.
Yeah. They ask you when you get there, like, you active or you programming? And you say you programming, they gonna fuck with you. But the PCs got gangs on them yards. They call it the Deuce Fives.
Wait.
So
What's
they
it called?
really-
Deuce Five.
PC?
Deuce Five.
It's called the Deuce Fives.
Okay.
Look it up. The Deuce Fives. They run the PC yards. And if you tell them you active, they gonna get off on you, because they don't like people who ain't snitches.
But, yo, question, right? All right. Yo, what's your best advice then for Tory Lanez to navigate jail and not get stabbed up again? Because, you know, like, he's like a celebrity, you know, like, he's probably like new, you feel me, right? Because he's been in jail right now for what, like a year?
Stop being so fucking friendly with everybody. Don't talk to niggas, man. You got status, man, and use that as your way around here.
All right.
Well, the phone.
So wait, check this out. I try to tell y'all, I don't think, like, I know people want to run with that Kendrick narrative, but like on the yard he on, like the first thing I thought about was a drug deal. Like he owes some money for drugs.
Yeah, man, we gonna end it right there. Shout out to Bro Rogan for having enough sense to call Flakko out on his bullshit. I'm sure if Rogan wasn't there, then Remo or Trap Lord Ross would have said something. That, like, people be getting on Trap Lord Ross heavy, like, kind of on his head about a lot of shit, but he even calls out Flakko the occasional time that he's there. I get No Jumpers, like, kind of laughing when they put Trap Lord Ross in the same room as Flakko, because Flakko was talking all that shit years ago. But honestly, I think it would be more fair to everybody, including the audience, but especially to like the cast that's there, if they would just have Trap Lord Ross on with, I don't know, somebody other than Flakko, other than their big meeting that they had. We haven't really got to see that. And he's a much better podcaster and content creator than Flakko, in my opinion. But yeah, on that note, thank you for listening to my opinions, and you know what to do if you enjoyed yourself and all that stuff. This was really just me clarifying I'm not a liar. I made a mistake. I held myself accountable and admitted that I made a mistake, unlike Flakko. Flakko has never really done that, from what I know. Especially, this was the most recent example right here, was the Tory Lanez thing, where he posted on multiple platforms that, you know, that narrative he tried to create of, oh, Kendrick Lamar must be behind this, which is the reach of all reaches. That's a Mr. Fantastic level reach. And he didn't even go like full 2012 Jay-Z conspiracy video level of reaches. Like, you could have really gotten a whole different bag with that and chose to just make a lazy Instagram post and hop on No Jumper News and try to spew the same shit and ended up getting corrected. Brick was nice about the correction, but it was still a correction in there too. But yeah, that's just one example, one of many examples why freaking Frederick Bison back calling me a liar really bothered me. Like, you of all people, you're not gonna call me a liar. That's what we're not going to do. So yeah, y'all have a good rest of your day and all that stuff, and I will see y'all hopefully pretty soon with another video.
He thought he was in control. How wrong he was.